So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. I'm going to wind down on the Guardian Quick Crossword number 17,013. So with that as it is, and what a beautiful Thursday it has been. I don't know about up in the UK. I imagine it probably looks about the same as it does here, kind of gray and dreary and cold. But at least up north and west of here, where the UK is, where the UK can be found, it's probably going to be warmer than it is actually here in Germany, where it sometimes feels like it's living in this glacial cube. But it sure is a beautiful country to be in, and what a beautiful day it has been, because it is the penultimate day of the work week for me, and that makes me happy, and yet another reason to have a sip of Solver's Courage. And with that, let's jump into this Guardian. Let's see if it's going to kick me in the teeth or if I'm going to get away with this scot-free. So, very carefully, slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch. I don't know where that came from, but I saw it on the Three Stooges when I was a child. Speaker of Old English 5 and 5. So, is this going to be just like one of those gimmies here? We're just going to put in Anglo-Saxon and call it good? Because I'm in the geographical location where a lot of that originated, right? You know, a lot of Germans moved their way on up that way, didn't they? You know, I was thinking about that when I first moved to Germany. I didn't live but about 35, 40 minutes away from Trier, one of the oldest cities on the planet, right? You know, and you got the Porta Negra there, and it was built by Rome, 2,500 years ago. And when the Romans got there, it was already an ancient city, and like the Celts had been there. And it's very interesting, the history and stuff, and the migration patterns and whatnot. And I tell people all the time, like when I'm talking about the linguistic history of English, and one of the things that makes the English language one of the hardest to learn for non-native speakers, but yet one of the richest languages in the world. And that's that essentially you can be really simplex and say, oh, it's essentially 50% German, 50% French. And on the outset, you're sort of true. Though I would say it's more like 40% German and 40% French, and then maybe 45 and 45. So the other 20 to 10% that's left over could just be all the other languages. English is a very liberal language. It'll just let anything in. We'll go for sushi tonight. We'll have tacos on Tuesday. We don't care about that kind of thing. We're not trying to protect the language, right? But it is such a beautiful name. And then you think about the history of where it was at. And that me, as a fluent German speaker, if I were to go to England prior to Guillaume le Conquérant, his arrival, before William the Conqueror showed up, I might be able to understand most of the conversations that were taking place there, right? And actually talk with people with my modern German, because at the essence of it all, right, and we were all kind of connected, which is just a beautiful thing. Astronauts know that. Why can't the rest of the world figure out that we're all connected, So, moving on. Operative. How about agent? But we didn't get the provocateur in there for some reason, did we? Eat at could be to gnaw. Okay, so far I'm feeling pretty good about this. Spouse of Titania, and that sounds like King Oberon to me. And I said this during the New York Times Crossword, but I'm going to say it now again. Shakespeare majors, unite. We're good. Doing all right. Those of us with degrees in Shakespeare, we're okay when it comes to the crossword. That's about it, right? So, how about average? My actual major was Elizabethan poetry. But what did I study? Shakespeare. I mean, so 6 is the clue. We got 4, 1, and 5. So I'm going to do, this is one of these things that I think we Yanks and the Brits share, and that would be half a dozen. In America, we use the term an awful lot. And they have a similar phrase in German too. In German, it is so oder so ist in Ordnung. So, what this or that, it's all fine, whatever. So we say 6 to one, half a dozen to another. So meaning two different ways to define 6, right? Some people just say, oh, there's 6 of them. Some people say there's half a dozen, but I think it's just fascinating, right? White cheese looked like it's going to be feta. And let's see here, extent. I don't know, is this a G? Bitterly cold could be glacial. I think I was just using that phrase to discuss the weather here in Germany. Wow, okay, cool. Extent to, which would be the degree. I think I called it a glacial cube. That's great. Convalesce. Oh gosh, who knows? It's 8 letters. I don't know just yet. Let's get something else in if we can. Excessive enthusiasm. The Z helps me come up with zealotry. I don't know yet what to see. I don't know. I don't speak British. Dealer. Yeah, I don't know yet. Let's see. Credulous. Okay, that could be naive. That I know. The old joke was that, how do you spell Evian backwards? Okay, a skive. I'm vaguely familiar with this term. I have no idea. No. Convalesce. I guess, convalescence. That's different. Okay, so that would maybe be a recovery. All right. Dealer, don't know. Gothic novel, don't know yet. I mean, 7 letters, God, that could be anything. Facts and figures could be data. And that skive or skive, I don't think, it's still not coming to me. I don't know. Storage room, nope. Swear could be to avow at 4 letters. So a storage room. Man, I don't know. I wouldn't say this. I wouldn't use this in an American English sentence at all. I wouldn't say that we have a vault down the hall. I don't know if that's the correct answer, but I'm saying if that is the correct answer, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. And a Gothic novel, interesting. We just had this in the New York Times grid that I just solved. Oh, how funny. Dracula. The clue there was whom Count von Count is meant to parody or something like that, right? Packing material. Okay, so you see we got 6 and 4, right? And the way my bubble mind thinks, right, I'm bubble wrapping this already. It is bubble wrap. I mean, because of that R, that W and that A down here, and I can put in the AP, just tells me it's bubble wrap. And I think that's awesome. Ailing. Oh. Unwell. Officer's assistant. 8 letters. That may be true in the British Army, but I think when we start talking adjutants in the United States military, you're talking about generals and stuff, right? Or so it seemed to my small-minded self. I was but a mere company grade officer when I was in, but it was only for 10 years. I had a short career, but I enjoyed it immensely. I have friends to this day. As a matter of fact, one of the people that commented on yesterday's grid here in The Guardian was one of my old commanding officers, right? Yeah, I was call him Lieutenant Colonel Rawhide, but anyway, nice guy. Folkloric figure of diminutive stature. Well, do you see it in there? I mean, I'm seeing it in here. I'm seeing Tom Thumb, but not Tom Thun, but we're gonna go ahead and put a bit of him in there. Obscure or obstruct. Oh, God. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Genesis character could be Jacob. Okay, this looks like it could be occlude. Which really seems like it's more of a dental term these days, right? In American English anyway. Dealer. The only thing that even comes to my mind is trader, and but now I've got to figure out what a skive is, and I'm not going to waste everyone's time really with this. I know that well, I know nothing about it. I mean, I want to say, just looking at what I've got for a clue, I've got play, can fit play in there. So I'm going to check what I have thus far, and if I've got anything at all wrong, I can look at it, but I don't know what their 23 across is. So check all, confirm. Okay, so I would say that, 90% of this puzzle I'm good on, clearly. I mean, did all right, but I have no idea what this is. I have no idea how to even parse these letters together to make them something. I don't understand the context. I mean, are you playing dead? Are you playing hooky? Are you playing, hide and seek? I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I don't know. So I'm done. I go ahead. I'm going to bow out, and I'm going to take the kick in the teeth right here and now. So revealing this. Play truant. So I was kind of right when I said play hooky, right? The worst part is I could have made that fit in there with the IE variant, of course, but I don't know that there's another variant. But nevertheless, play truant. Skive. Play truant. So I guess this is a verb, right? So, I mean, he's skiving today. He's on the skive. I mean, I don't know how to use the word. I got a lot to learn about it, obviously. I could probably just simply Google that or reference my Oxford English Dictionary online. One of these days, I'm going to buy that tome. I'm going to have that big tome behind me. The one you see behind me now is actually a Spanish dictionary, which, I don't know. I like it. I actually look at it a lot, so it comes in handy. All right, so play truant. I got to learn what a skiving is. Skive or skiving, I got to learn how to use it. I don't even know if I'm even pronouncing it correctly. So let's just go ahead and respectfully, of course, toss this on out of here. And we'll bring down our Banyab d'Adieu. And knowing that I'm speaking to our cousins in the UK primarily, with a few American viewers who are interested, along with other viewers around the world, to say, what is this Guardian thing? It is nice, though. I think the way we are trained, the way we learn languages in, say, the American South, Southwest, you're pretty much going to take Spanish in school, but it's just primarily an English-speaking thing, depending on the community you're in, right? But you start playing in other communities, other ethnic groups, and then you learn a whole new soul to a whole new language and stuff. And I mean, it's just a wonderful thing. So when I'm speaking to, or when I'm talking to people who are from England and I want to use a French phrase that I really appreciate, it's a wonderful feeling knowing that I generally can, right? It's among my favorite languages that I speak. French has got to be up there, probably right behind German. But as it were, until we see you tomorrow, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss, Servus, Grüß Gott, Ciao, Cin-Cin. And we'll see you tomorrow. Until then, be well. Be well to yourselves, be well to your neighbors, and be especially great to the person behind you in the queue. We will see you tomorrow for The Guardian. Take care.